If you really want to work on creating more power in your voice, you need to work on getting rid of tensions and also to improve your abdominal breathing support, and then you'll be able to maximize vibrations in your voice. So what other physical things can we do to increase vocal power? First of all, trying to be as physically fit as possible helps a lot. Getting decent quality sleep, eating fresh foods as well, and you must drink the optimum amount of water regularly. Poor hydration is a major cause of dry vocal cords and croaky voices that simply can't generate power. Let's also remember there is a difference between a male and a female voice. The male larynx gets larger and angles out past puberty. This also increases the size of the vocal cords inside, which means they create a deeper tone, because, being larger, they move a little more slowly. And usually males create a louder volume too, because the cords are sturdier. But one thing both males and females can both do is to improve that resonance. And a great exercise to do this is low humming.
Low humming is something which is so easy and incredibly useful to do, and can relax you generally as well. It's a great use of what could be dead time in the day, such as waiting for something to happen, driving somewhere, other situations where humming can easily be done. It also isn't that loud, it doesn't usually disturb others around you, but it is important to hum properly. In this exercise, we're going to teach you how to lower your larynx, but the idea is not that you lower it in order to speak all the time in that mode. Let me first of all show you what I mean. Now this is your larynx. It's a hollow tube that lets air pass from your throat or pharynx to your trachea on the way to your lungs. It also contains your vocal cords, sometimes called the voice box. Now when you make a mental effort to try to lower the larynx, it creates a mellow sound, and it helps vibrations in other areas of your head and chest cavities. So on this animation, you'll see where the larynx is. You'll see it subtly drop about an inch for an adult, and then it just rises again. So let me now hum. I'll make my own larynx go down. Now, if you want yours to go down right now, just pretend you're bored with me and start yawning, all right? Start yawning. Yeah, at the start of your yawn, you will feel the larynx go down. Put your hand gently there. Yeah? Put your hand on the larynx and start yawning. And it will go down about a centimetre or so. But now, listen to the dramatic change in the tone of humming when it does drop. I'll hum on a low note, and then, as you probably can't see my larynx clearly, I'm going to drop my arm when my larynx is also dropped. And just listen to the difference in tone and resonance. Here we go.
Now, as we say, don't be tempted to talk like this all the time, because it will give you rather a sore throat. And sitting back on the larynx all the time just sounds artificial. It's fine to speak like this if you're a character voice artist trying to be a giant in a cartoon or a Monty Python upper-class twit or something like that, but it just sounds silly in everyday speech. However, it's important to learn to lower the larynx so you can understand new areas of your body that can vibrate in sympathy to your voice, and this will give you a richer tone, and it will make your voice much more authoritative and easy to listen to.
In fact, in my voiceover and acting work, I do lower my larynx when I need to, but only switch it off and on, usually in deep voice corporate scripts or movie trailers, and you lower the larynx for the last few syllables at the end of sentences to add a touch of basso profundo or sonority. It's like a church organ player vibrating the walls at the end of the piece. So here is the exercise we would like you to do. Stand in your neutral position. We want you to breathe in through the nose, of course, for 5 seconds, and then exhale for 5 seconds on a low hum. Don't worry if the hum wavers around the note. This isn't a singing lesson. Then inhale again for 5 seconds, drop your larynx, and then hum again for 5 seconds. Then breathe in for 5 seconds and hum normally, and you go through the cycle again and again. If you do this looking at a clock with a second hand, it makes it easier. And it's important to make the durations of a similar duration, 5 seconds, to get into the rhythm of it. The important thing to do when you're doing this exercise is do your best to keep relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are kept down. Let's do this now. So do you feel now that you are confident of lowering your larynx? And you could add a bit of extra bass when you need it to your voice. You'll now know that your body can create it when it's necessary, and that's all that's important at the moment. As we've said, you're not going to speak on the lower larynx all the time, but it's good to know that you can switch this lower voice on when you want to, and it can be a component of your normal speaking voice. And you're not just lowering the larynx, you're also relaxing, making sure all those tensions have gone to the wind.